Hello, everyone. So today I'll be discussing Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, Star Wars Episode 9, that is. So I'm going to be talking about things that my sources have told me about this movie. I was informed that the reason why that there is so many changes to the ending of the film, and I've actually heard that it's possible that there will be even more changes to the ending, despite the most recent change that they've made, that involved how the ending of the film will play out between the conflict between Rey and Emperor Palpatine, um, also known as Sheev. Anyway, the reason why there is so many issues with the ending, they're having so many problems with it, is because they need the ending to leave, even though it's going to conclude the saga, supposedly conclude the saga, that is the whole Skywalker thing, even tie in with the prequels very nicely. They also want to leave room for a possible future where the Empire could have a resurgence once more, and maybe even Emperor Palpatine coming back, involving him conquering death, something that his master Darth Plagueis could never experience, because in the Star Wars comics, it makes it clear that Palpatine was his apprentice and he killed him before he could discover immortality. Anyway, that aside, they want a future where Palpatine comes back, but then later, long after the events of Episode 9. So this is obviously hinting at a possible films that don't involve the Skywalkers at all, but a new set of characters in which they have to deal with Palpatine and his new empire long after the events of Episode 9. They face off against him, and then this time they come up with a weapon in which they actually find a way to kill the character Darth Sidious, Palpatine, Sheev, whatever you want to call him. They found a way to kill the Emperor. And the only way to do it is to shred all material of his body. Completely dematerialize him completely. To the point to where he can't even come back again into a new body. So this is pretty much ultimate kill of Emperor Palpatine, which it will not be in Episode 9, as far as I've been told. In Episode 9, he's basically experiences, it's like in a way, he dies again, but it's not permanent death. In a similar nature to what happens in Episode 6. So he doesn't die, even though it looks like he does. He doesn't actually die. That's just the way it's going to go down. And it's also been brought up about the whole thing involving what other people are talking about with in Episode 6, that was actually a clone. That wasn't really him. That seems to be part of the connection that's going to be brought up in Episode 9. Although whether that's true or not, we'll just have to see what happens when the film comes out. But what I've been told conclusively is that one way or another, Palpatine will still be alive after Episode 9. It will look like that he died, but he didn't. He's still around. So this thing is far from over. So basically, when they say they're concluding the Skywalker saga, they mean Star Wars ends on discussing the Skywalker family permanently. They're going to move on from that family. But Star Wars itself doesn't conclude. The Skywalker saga concludes. That's what's going on here. So it has nothing to do with actually ending Star Wars. Star Wars itself doesn't end. The context of it is that SkyWalker ends. The SkyWalker storyline. Their part of the story comes to an end, not Star Wars itself. And that's why there's so many changes to the ending, because there's disagreements right now. They're trying to figure out how should they do it, how should they deal with this whole thing. And the others that say, no, we shouldn't do that. Let's just end Palpatine here once and for all. And there are others that are like, no, we don't want to go there. So that's why there's so many different cuts of the film. In fact, from what I've been told, it appears to be there's even more cuts of the film than what the other sources have even talked about. So that's what's going on here. And there was last minute doubts about it, especially with the whole deal with the test screenings and people walking out. And I wouldn't be surprised if people walking out had something to do with what I've been told. Because also, this also has something even more damning that I found out from my sources, and that is that somewhere in the story, not in episode 9, although could have easily have been in episode 9 originally, but I doubt it, because I was originally told, and still I'm being told, that it's supposed to take place, after episode 9. And that is that at one point, the Empire actually wins. They actually win and defeat the rebels. And the rebels have to start over again, further into the future. And then they finally defeat Palpatine. But that plot line is after episode 9. So basically, when it comes right down to it, they have to make the ending work with this. They have to make the ending work with that plot line. That's why there's so much difficulty with this. They want to bring closure to the franchise as in its current state. They want to make the fans happy, but they also want to leave room for that plot. That will be in a future sequel trilogy. That is all. Share, like, comment, get this video out there. Thanks for watching.